Now I introduce Mr. Shmulevitz Haim, board member of the ICPA and international legal advisor of the same organization. He held position as Brigadier General in Israel Prison Service, head of investigation department in Israeli police, and now is the president of M Communication. He served 38 years in police and prison field, and he is first vice president of International Police Association. Please welcome and take the floor, please.
Thank you, Katrin. Good afternoon. At this part of the workshop, you will hear about IT advances in inmate family contacts, and that is the voice over IP telephone system developed by M Communication, known as Freephone project, and it is a real IT product in support of correction. M Communication is a leading company in voice over IP telephone system in prisons, and operate only in prison, and therefore is very sensitive to security and legal demands of prison services. The system allows inmates to call for less than 50% of the price they pay today in every European jurisdiction, and is free for the prison service. The system offers automatic monitoring, automatic limitation of access to the phones, automatic recording according to existing law limitation, voice recognition, etc., and therefore save a lot of work hours of staff members. The system can be flexible and therefore tailor-made in every country, and some of its IT abilities are unique in the world. The main IT professional of the company came to this conference, and it will be much better to hear the information for them, and you can also meet them after today and tomorrow in the stand next to this room and see some of the demonstrations. So I prefer that they will continue. Alex, please.
Okay, I'll use this microphone. Good afternoon. That's okay. Proceed. Good afternoon. My name is Alex. Who speaks on the phone? Can I see your hands? Nice. Who speaks on video phones? Who like to raise his hands just for free? Thank you. Well, as Chaim says, we are mainly focused on systems that are being installed in prisons. Our system is based on our knowledge on secure system that we did for the government of Israel. Our system is central system that can control all the prisoners in the country or on the county, depending on the way the country is regime. Our system can or cannot record the calls. We will add to the system during the coming month voice recognition and voice verification, so we will know that only the inmate made the call, and also if we are recording the calls, we will be able to analyze the words or the phrase that the inmates are using on those countries that recording calls are allowed, of course, to be able to analyze and see what they are talking about what they are talking about. Of course, the system holds two whitelist and blacklist, and also if they are calling to the lawyers, or so the system would not record the call according to the law. Another benefit the system have, mostly of the countries, that the inmates has only a low amount of money or a strict amount of money that they can buy in the canteen. Our system enables them to have money from the outside. Their family are able to put money on their account, and we will credit automatically their account, and so they will be able to talk more with their family. A new thing that also you can see in our booth is the video calls. We will offer a we are offering video calls, direct video calls from the prison or to the house or of the inmates. So the family of the inmates will have a video phone, and of course there will be a video phone at the prison, and then the prisoners will be able to call directly to their home, of course according to the rules. And so this is also something new, like nobody today is offering such systems. Maybe they have it like a community systems, but we will have one-on-one video calls from the prison to the home of the prisoners. Other benefits that we bring, it's a voicemail. Each prisoner has a voicemail, so this family can leave them a voice message, and they can hear the voice messages on their own free time. So if one of the family members has something to say, something happened, something new, he can leave it a message, and the prison will hear it later on. Of course, what we provide to the authorities is also another kind of intelligence information, because we have CDR. The CDR is a call data record. It means who talks when, and to whom. So when you analyze those CDRs, you can find patterns when prisoners are trying to do something. They are calling someone in a very irregular time or too often, so we can find out if they have something on their mind. So this is something that also a kind of intelligence that we bring to the system. Our system today is installed in the Czechs. We have one of our colleagues here, and also we will have it. We're installing also in another country, and I will now give the floor to my colleague that he will present the system, actually how it works, and all the screens of the system. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Chaim. Good afternoon. My name is Omer Lavon. I represent the company in communications, also in the field of IT. The company, as my colleague said, is based in Israel and works only with prison services. I would like to talk about the phones the prisoners are using today to call their family and lawyers and other destinations. In most prisons today, the phone system is based on old analog phones. This is very old technology, and in today's world we hear from many prison services that they are facing the same problems. The phones are so simple that they can't do anything sophisticated. They are like cups on a string, connecting 2 points, nothing more. If you want to have any information of the calls the prisoners have, of what they are doing with their phone system, who is talking to, when, and what they are talking about, the only thing you can do is put people who listen to all the phone calls online while they happen and monitor them completely manually. Think about that point for a moment. It's a very good chance that all the data you have today about phone calls is obtained because your prisons have a lot of staff members dedicating a lot of time to manually listen and document this data. There is no automatic monitoring, and the prison service must invest huge amounts of hours and therefore money in order to control the calls made by prisoners. And what's worse, most of this data doesn't even exist. There is valuable intelligence that simply cannot be monitored in the current phone system. Lastly, since the phone system belongs to a local telephone provider, it cannot be changed and customized to fit the needs of your prison service. In opposite to these limitations, we have the technology of voice over IP, turning the analog voice of the phone call to a digital signal. VoiP technology guarantees a secure, encrypted call with highly advanced abilities of monitoring, user identification, and control. M-Communications has developed a tailor-made system for prisons only. As my colleagues and I have mentioned, we work only with prison services. We are very sensitive to the security and law requirements. The system is called Freephone, and with this system, all the data is monitored and traceable. All the manual actions the prison staff has to do today, become automatic and 100% secure. You decide for each and every prisoner where he is allowed to call with the list of allowed numbers, when, for how long, each call, all the calls, and whether or not the calls will be recorded. In some countries, calls must be recorded except when the prisoner is calling his lawyer. Freephone can recognize the destination and record or not record according to the law of your country. One of the best features of voice over IP technology is the low costs. Phone calls are very, very cheap. How low? We offer the system completely free for the prison service. All the installations, all the monitoring, the system panel, and the control. And the prisoners who pay for the calls will pay half of what they pay today or lower. Our system also features the possibility to have all the latest developments in technology. We provide upgrades and advances of new abilities such as voice recognition, detection of bad suspicious words, and detection of call forwarding when the prisoner is sending the call to another destination which is not allowed, also with no cost to the prison service. Our company's goal is to improve and automate the monitoring and controlling of phone calls in prisons. By automizing the phone system, Freephone saves hundreds of thousands of work hours to the prison service, freeing the staff to perform other tasks. Our goal does not end with the prison service, since we also strive to improve the welfare of the prisoners. By offering calls in low cost, we have found that prisoners become more connected with their families and therefore more relaxed and calm in the prison. We operate in Israel and Czech Republic and are also installing a demonstration of our system in Moldavia, a solution which includes blocking of cellular signals in the prison. A little bit about our equipment. The installations are very simple and quick. In every prison we install phone devices in all the units of the prison according to your request. We install our encryption and security equipment. And in every prison we have a separate encryption equipment separating them from one another, so each prison can see data only of its own prisoners for added security. All the prisons connect to the core system servers, which can be located in your country according to law, even in your prison service headquarters. From the core of the system, the calls are routed to their destination. Only, of course, after the system has approved the call, according to the rules you made for the prisoner who is making the call. Here are some pictures from prisons in which we installed our system. These are from Czech Republic. You can also see our devices in our stand outside. I'll go a little bit into some specific aspects of the way the system and our company operates, starting with the report and management interface, which we provide also for free to the prison service. This offers a wide variety of reports in addition to the ability of listening to live calls. You can see all the history of the inmates, how they use the phones. All the data is documented, backed up, and available in real time. And all the documentation is automatic, according to law and according to your request. Including all the recording of the calls, and the interface, of course, enables the listening of the calls, as you can see on the bottom right corner. Listening to recordings is easy and immediate for you. With Freephone, for the first time ever, it's possible to know who called. Since the use of the system requires the prisoner to log in with a private user number, you know exactly who is making the call and what are the rules of allowed numbers and recordings for that prisoner. The prison service has full ownership of the data and full control on who can access it within the prison service and outside, in case of a request from the police or a court. We customize our system to fit your prison service perfectly. The system is tailor-made for your prison service so we can achieve the best abilities for your needs. Our goal is to save time, resources, and costs when handling the phone system. We can customize everything. Reports, lists, limitations, and recording rules quickly and efficiently. A short focus on the benefits for inmates. As I have mentioned, the calls are very cheap. In most cases we achieve 50%, in all cases we achieve 50%, in most cases lower than that, which gives the prisoners a great relief on the budget and great relief for the inmates' families. More contact with the family means calmer, happier inmates. The voicemail service that we provide is also free of charge, only from allowed numbers, and helps the prisoners be in touch with their families in a newer way which they do not have today. Payment, which is done from outside the prison, allows the family to give money to the inmate from the outside via bank deposit, thus ensuring that the inmate will always be able to keep in touch with his people who are in his allowed list. He can also use the money from his canteen for other purposes. Locality, something that we ensure in every country that we go into, is to open a local company, to establish a local company in that country, which is always according to the law of the country. We have a local customer support center for the inmates, their families, of course for the prison service, and teams of local technicians. All of these, of course, are still free of charge. The system does not and will never cost anything to the prison service. All the installations, all the maintenance, installation time very quickly, and since we offer a free system with no demand for exclusivity, usually there is also no need for a tender, which means if you like to have us in your country, you just ask and we can come. We can have small-scale pilots to demonstrate the system. Our vision, as I have mentioned, is to improve the welfare of the prisoners. Our vision is far beyond phone calls. We develop education solutions that will allow inmates to study from their cells with advanced educational programs. We offer secured, monitored video calls from the prison to the computer and webcam in the home of the family. These two are free of charge for the prison service and always in low cost to the prisoners and their families. If you are interested in hearing more about the abilities and the savings that you can bring to your prison service, we are available right outside this room in the Freephone stand. We have a live demonstration of all the abilities that I've mentioned, so you can try them right now. And we can install a demonstration of our system in 1 or 2 prisons in your country for a testing period, and let the prison staff and prisoners to experience these powerful advantages themselves. It is my great honor to invite Colonel Martin Kocanda from the Czech Republic Prison Service to tell of the experience of the Czech Prison Service with our system. Thank you.
Yes, but please, 5 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I think that 3 minutes will be enough. Good afternoon. Let me share some of our experiences with the system with you. My name is Martin Kocanda. I am from the prison service of the Czech Republic. Now we are testing the pilot project, which is based on the technology of Freephone in some of our Czech prisons. Right now the system is operating in 2 prisons. The first one is in remand prison Prague Pankrác. The second one is prison in Stráž pod Ralskem. We see 4 big advantages of this technology. The first one is saving time of our employees. We recognize that our educators are employees who are responsible for rights of all inmates. So our educators save approximately from 1 to 2 hours per day by using of this technology. The second big advantage is saving money of our inmates. Approximately it's about from 50 to 70% of their money. Third thing, we can very easily to search in records of all callings, if is it necessary, of course. And the fourth thing is that it was mentioned that it's free, it's totally free for prison service. So in this moment, or very soon, we would like to finish the pilot project, and we would like to prepare a final agreement with Freephone, with communication, and we would like to develop the technology and to reach it into all prisons in the Czech Republic. It was mentioned that all calls are recorded except calls to lawyers. And I must say very honestly that both inmates and employees too are very satisfied with this system. So we can very strongly recommend this system very honestly. Thank you very much for your attention.
If there are questions, please.
Yeah, hi, thanks for the presentation. My question is, what is the difference between this system and a visit? And where I'm coming from is that in a visit you can see and control who's visiting the inmate. But over here, do you have any form of identifying who the inmate is calling?
Yes, definitely. Since the inmate is, since it is necessary for the inmate to log into the system with his own user number, then you know who he is. And you know exactly the list of allowed numbers to which he is allowed to call. You will not be able to call anywhere else.
Yes, I understand that.
Yeah.
But what about the actual person that he's talking to? I mean, he could be talking to some associate and planning a hit on somebody on the street.
Maybe to compare to a visit, it would be better to compare our video conference system. But when we talk about the phone system, I think it would be better to compare it to an existing phone system. Today, even prisons that have phones which are available for prisoners don't necessarily cancel the need for a visit. Also, you can never know in an existing phone system who is the person who is picking up the phone on the other side. We allow high accessibility for phones, which usually in some cases don't even exist in all units of the prison, while still, also cancelling the need for an online monitoring of a prison guard, of a prison staff member who will actually verify that on the spot, while ensuring that the destinations will be allowed ones, and the call, if it is allowed, will be recorded. You can also listen to live calls, making sure who is the person on the other side. With developments of voice recognition, we might be able even to go further beyond the abilities of phones today, and in ensuring and finding the identity of both sides of the call.
One more question, please, because we start later.
I'm Bill Clark, Columbia, South Carolina, U.S. Along that same line with the call identification, where that call is going, if it is video visitation, information can be passed other than by audio. Text can be held up to the screen. Information can be passed other than what can be recorded. I guess it's recorded on the video as well. The other thing is identification, the ID number.
Yes.
Would think that you could pass those back and forth among the prisoners, but your system creates an account, I guess, of what numbers that individual can call. But still, someone could be using a number, make some arrangement, I don't know. Have you considered using some sort of biometric to identify the individual caller?
Definitely. So three parts, and I'll answer quickly. Firstly, let's talk about holding text to the screen. Of course, all the features are optional. It depends on what is allowed in your country. As if you allow a prisoner to make a phone call and you trust the staff and the rules of the prison to monitor the calls even after they have been to listen to calls that were made in the past, there is no difference. I'm sorry, with the video, you can see all the video calls just like you can listen to all the history of phone calls. However, it is true that prisoners try to outwit all the system. They try to find ways to communicate, of course. So far, we have found that we are very protected to such means, especially when the prisoner knows that they are recorded. Also, the second part, which involves the transfer of the user number to another inmate, let's say, we expected to see far worse results than what we have. Prisoners just don't do that. They try. It doesn't help them. If you can steal even my number, you can only contact my family. The system is also protected by password. It would be against my interest since it is my money and since it is my, let's say, reputation in front of the prison staff to keep my own password to myself. We did expect to see much more actions from the prisoners, but today, we've been operating for a few years in Israel and for a few months in Czech Republic, we have seen no attempts, at least no successful attempts, for these sort of, let's say, cheating. The third part about biometric recognition, definitely, yes, we are developing, as I mentioned, voice recognition, thus allowing a login not with the user number, but with the prisoner's own voice, preventing identity thefts and exchanges.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let me thanks to all the speakers on behalf of the organizers. Thank you all of us to being here in this session, and hope you enjoy staying in Bucharest and the next day. Thank you very much.